really wasn't clear that it was a parody account. In order to find out that it was a parody account, you had to click on the profile or read further down the thread. People don't do that. And I think that the whole thing about him, like, doing this on purpose or doing it for the meme of it, I don't buy that. Because if he did it on purpose, he wouldn't have tried to prevent his ban. So 2.3 million followers will no longer be able to interact with him because he had a deranged meltdown about Elon Musk. I don't know how many followers Ela Klein had. I don't even know if it's being covered in the news because, you know, it's just, you know, again, no disrespect, but she's not like, you know, she's not Ethan. You know, she is a part of the show, but she's not exactly, nobody's even writing an article. Maybe Deserto actually. It's really a sad state of events, you know, and I think what Ethan Klein would really want for you is for you to discover just how delicious the coffee tea and cookie. Just kidding. You know, I hope he finds some joy this Christmas season or Hanukkah season, whatever his holiday season for him. I don't know why he's so filled with just vitriol all the time. It can't be good. Maybe it's just an act. Maybe he's actually like a really friendly individual off the clock. But I don't know. Like, I don't think Ela Klein's is probably super happy with him getting her account banned. I think it's a colossal self-own. It's basically admitting that you miss Twitter, that like you regret screwing around, and now you're trying to go on into someone else's account and try to own him again. And it was just like Elon doesn't even respond to it, and you just get banned. So was it worth it? Was it worth it? I saw in his video when he was responding to my video, he was really upset that so many people watched my videos on him. He couldn't understand why hundreds of thousands of people were watching the video of me mocking him getting banned. It's because he did have that many fans at some time. The thing is, like, at one time, this guy was the YouTube golden boy. He was the pinnacle of, you know, the YouTuber everyman story or every person story, right? And it really has nothing, his falling out from that has nothing to do with his politics. It really doesn't. He thinks it does, but it doesn't. It has everything to do with him being, you know, going from being anti-censorship and anti-platform banning to literally not just accepting it, but demanding it for people. For him to go from, you know, saying everybody's got to be able to take a joke to, you know, getting offended at jokes at his expense. You know, this is a guy that has spouted the N-word numerous times, and then he gets offended when someone says it. I mean, the hypocrisy really knows no bounds. I don't know if he really understands that. I still think there's a redemption arc for this man. I really do. But he's currently making it very difficult to hear from him now. Like, the only way you're going to be able to see him now is on his... if you're willing to sit through a 3-hour podcast of him slowly melting down his chair and not giving literally not giving a crap. That's not really entertainment for me, but yeah, he gets really good numbers, so you know, some people like it, so he's obviously successful. Sorry, no more Ela Klein on Twitter, but I'm sure you will have ran right over to coffeebrandcoffee.com promo code the quartering to try it out today.
Do you think I could carry her now?
No.
But
I said no.
Okay.
My whole life I've only had one wish, to not be this way. The Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream offers a 48-hour long-lasting hydration for healthy, glowing skin.
A company is essentially a cybernetic collective of people and machines. That's what a company is.
So who do you think had the first announcement?
You know better than I.
And the Google plus all the humans that connect to it are one giant cybernetic collective. This is also true of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these social networks. They're giant cybernetic collectives. I try to convince people to slow down. This was futile.
working.
I tried for years.
This seems like a scene in a movie.
Nobody
where the
listened.
robots could fucking take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened.
Nobody listened.
No one. Are people more inclined to listen today? It seems like an issue that's brought up more often over the last few years than it was maybe 5-10 years ago. It seemed like science fiction.
Maybe they will. So far they haven't.
Then we climb.
Wah wah wee wah. Some say more than 75% of remaining staff at Twitter has quit. Another source says that Elon Musk is literally running Twitter with 50 people right now, which begs the question, what in the absolute heck was 7,000 people plus 4,000 contractors actually doing? The media, of course, inflating this. Oh, it's the end of Twitter. Oh, we're witnessing the end of an era. As if this doesn't happen every time you have a massive corporate takeover. Of course, remember that Twitter was losing $120 million a month, losing $4 million a day. Okay? Elon didn't buy Twitter to lose money. Now, did he expect quite the number of people to resign yesterday that did resign? I don't know, but I do know that he doesn't care, and that people have no idea the force multiplier that having a small team of highly motivated, hardworking people can have, and then the force demultiplier, which is the negative force multiplier, having lazy bums sitting right next to them and getting paid the same as them. If you've ever worked a job, you don't have to work in the tech industry to know what I'm talking about. That's what Elon's taking care of, and we're going to get into the story after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2022 going on 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network, and look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access, it also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's instant to set up. You can put it on all of your devices, your tablet, your computer, your mobile phones. It has unlimited bandwidth and so much more. If you don't have a VPN yet, make today the day. Use my link in the description to get Private Internet Access, start being more secure, and unlock loads more content.
During the Rooms to Go holiday sale, savings on beautiful new furniture are just a click away.
Epson calls this the Epic Vision Mini Projector. Gives you a 150-inch life-size mega picture. Funny movies are even funnier. Wall-to-wall and room-to-room. Boom. The Epson Epic Vision Mini. Bigger and better, baby.
Now, as we know, or as you may know, yesterday was the deadline for work hard or get fired. Now, I've seen some videos of like 3 or 4 Twitter people quitting. I've seen a couple tweets. My number in my head was around 500 or so that may have said, it's time, I'm just going to take off for the holidays. Which, again, I will say, very, very bad idea. That, I mean, again, some of these people might be independently wealthy. I have no idea if they made millions working at Twitter, and they're just like, cool, I'm cool for the next 6-8 months. But, like, if you look at the actual economy in terms of like developers and things of that nature, first of all, you're fighting with overseas workers, which will go work hardcore for you. Okay. Secondly, you're fighting with an industry-wide pullback, much like the dot-com bubble burst back in the 90s. Facebook laying off tens of thousands of people, Patreon, Stripe, all these major tech companies going through layoffs. And I don't think that's getting better for the next 2 years minimum. Elon Musk orders all coders to show up at Twitter headquarters Friday afternoon after data suggests 1,000 to 1,200 employees have resigned. Now, you had this situation where first they had like 7,500. Then they fired half of them, which left them with, let's say, 3,500 employees or something like that. If 1,000 of those quit, they still have 2,000 employees. Like, what are they doing? 2,000 plus employees. Also, Elon has redundancies between SpaceX and Tesla that he can incorporate with Twitter. It's like people have no idea. It's like they've never even run a lemonade stand. That's how little people understand about business. Elon Musk emailed this morning at 9 a.m.
I don't remember stories of
anyone who actually writes software to meet him at Twitter offices at 2 p.m. today amid a wave of departures at the company following Twitter preliminary indicated between 1,000 and 1,200 Twitter employees opted to get terminated on Thursday's deadline. On a form that required employees to affirm their intention to keep working at Twitter, employees that did not click yes were effectively deemed to have resigned. I think it'll be funny when these people go and in the tech climate that exists now, and when they go and apply for a job and they have to tell them, yeah, I told Elon Musk that I didn't want to work hard, but can I get paid by a bunch of money by you? It's unclear exactly how many remain at Twitter. I think even if we take the high side, even if we go to 1,500, that means there's at least 2,300 employees. That's still a lot. Before doing so, please, he sent the email somebody, developers. Before doing so, please email me a bullet point summary of what your code commits have achieved in the last 6 months, along with up to 10 screenshots of the most salient lines of code. About 20 minutes after the first email, Musk sent a follow-up to address remote workers. He directed them to email the request below and that he will perform a short technical interview over video. Only those who cannot physically get to Twitter HQ or have family emergencies are excused. Does this sound like the decisions of somebody who's panicked about having 1,200 employees leave? Or does it sound like somebody who's looking to fire more? This is what I'm saying, like, yes, I know I'm an Elon fanboy, but does this sound like he's looking to panic and freak out? Or does it sound like he's like, wait a minute, there's still more to go? Then several minutes after the second email, Musk sent a third email asking employees to fly to San Francisco to be present if they can. I will be at Twitter HQ until midnight and then back again tomorrow morning, Musk wrote. Dang. He wants to meet people. I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't really understand. The idea that this is like panicking, I think he's looking to cut more people is what I think he's doing. You see, now Elon is allowing workers to work remotely if managers assert they're making an excellent contribution. Twitter employees said that they were surprised by the large number of colleagues who accepted severance rather than sign a pledge to work harder. I mean, right? I'm surprised too.
There's a crystal in that torch hole.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best,
You've
gotta try Kachava. Kachava is the world's healthiest all-in-one meal shake. It's made with over 70 plant-based superfoods and nutrients.
Oh, you're serious?
I'm always serious.
Giving you all your essentials in one delicious meal. Cheers!
Oh yeah.
Just water, 2 scoops, blend and go. A complete meal in seconds. To keep you going for hours. Only the highest quality plant-based ingredients. Fuel your body and mind. Made for health-conscious people from the go. It's amazing what you can do when you eat healthy and do your best. Join thousands of happy customers using Kachava to achieve their health goals. It all starts with changing what you put into your body. Click the link and start today.
Alright, so about a month ago, I discovered Kachava. I saw it also on Instagram, and I was a little bit skeptical because I've never liked anything like this. I've never liked protein shakes or anything like that. But I decided to take a chance after seeing the amazing nutrient information. And when I tried it, I was absolutely blown away by how good it actually tasted. I mixed it with milk and peanut butter, and it literally tastes like dessert in the morning. My sweet tooth was amazing, and I 100% know the difference between the days I drink it and the days I don't. I feel much more awake, I feel better, and I feel refreshed.
It's nourishing for my body. It controls my cravings. It does everything this bag says it's going to do, and it's delicious. This chocolate tastes exactly like a chocolate shake. It's creamy. It's not chalky. There's no aftertaste. I just love it. I love it. This is the best meal replacement that I have ever tried, and it lives up to its name. It is the best.
And it has been the secret to my health. I feel better, my skin glows, I get confidence on my energy levels, and I just said, hey, it's all because of Kachava. So I highly recommend Kachava for all of you out there who have yet to try this wonder shake.
I'm surprised too, and a lot of people are like, yeah, but he's asking them to work extra hours and not paying them for it. They're probably salaried, and as we've seen through various, secret videos from TV, some of these clowns were working like 6 hours a week. So they banked up. They owe plenty back to the company, it seems like. I mean, all these people are like freaking out. I'm telling you that this is on purpose. He wants to cut even more. I believe what Elon Musk wants to do is make Twitter do something like the impossible. Walk into Twitter, make it profitable in a month. I bet you that's what he's trying to do. Now, salary is obviously only one leverage point. You can either reduce costs, which he's doing very quickly, but he must also increase or sustain profits. So, I implore Elon to roll out video, because you would have trillions of impressions available almost immediately. Now, the server space is an additional cost, this and that, I don't know what the available inventory is, but I can tell you, everybody buying ads on YouTube videos would be happy to put their ads on Twitter videos. There's literally no difference. YouTube ads, unless they're like a direct ad read like I do, are super low value. But if you have the YouTuber read the ad or whatever, okay. But there's still plenty of people running ads on YouTube, and they'll run them on Twitter. It's Christmas. It's the holiday buy season. Like, if he could roll this out in November, he could still get a taste of that delicious end-of-the-year ad spend. And he'd have more creators putting content on his platform. And you see, Billy says, apparently many more employees at Twitter are deciding to take the money and run rather than work long hours with less perks to try and save a dying company. Which is, I think, pretty expected. Again, what? Dying company? You're joking, right? Like, you have no idea. I talked to Grums. He replied to my tweet about employees. He talked about the insane amount of bloat at Blizzard when he worked there at World of Warcraft that they were serving. He was serving like, here, I want to show you. Just, shout out to Mark Kern. Where is it? I want to actually show you because he replied to my thread. Actually, Grumps, right? He's always a great follow too. Here he is. He was on the original WoW production team. He replied to, I said, Twitter needs less than 500 employees to run. All these chicken littles and journalists on Twitter pretending that Elon doesn't know that are either tragically stupid or lying, likely both. To which Grumps replied, the amount of bloat at most web companies is shocking. At Blizzard, we ran hugely intensive services, MMOs, pound servers, and databases more than web, and in real time, serving millions with a staff of 24 talented, hardworking people. 24 people. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have all the left-wing media, all Twitter officers close, hundreds of employees resign. Here's what's hilarious, okay? This is, and I 100% believe this. Musk is now running Twitter with less than 50 key employees, down from 7,500 at its peak. Quote, everything is normal. We may be profitable soon, he says. Quote, I have no idea, actually, how 7,500 people found something to do in this company. We asked them a bunch of times, and they couldn't even name any specific daily tasks. This thread is a joke. But, like, you know, I think that the idea that Elon is you know, working with 50 less, I'd be willing to bet he's got, like, maybe 100 people he trusts in the room, and that's who he's going to be interviewing. You know, that's who he's going to be running these developers. I'm telling you, he's looking to cut more people today, not save people and bring them back. I just don't believe that. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Obviously, if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel because I'll be covering it all day long.
Fuck you
and
all.
Make sure you check out Private Internet Access. It's an important channel sponsor. If you don't have a VPN yet, the value is immense if you use streaming services and all this type of thing. And the discount is the biggest discount they've ever given. So check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
For the amazing new iPhone 14 Pro, reliable service, and nationwide 5G, switch to Spectrum Mobile.
Security.
Attention, Twitter staff.
Hey, it's Jesus.
Please give me your full attention. After my recent ultimatum, those who could come to work but did not come to work, their resignations have been accepted. It has been determined that those of you who remain with the potential for greatness, all onto the offices will soon be locked down and your passes disabled. Now, it is time to separate the weak from the hardcore.
Oh my fucking Christ.
Resignation accepted.
Holy moly, news is breaking fast and furiously. I'll be uploading this video even before, like earlier than normal. I've got 3 or 4 videos as stories develop at Twitter. I've also got an epic flying meltdown for you today. All I ask is that if you haven't yet, you just lurker. Make today the day you subscribe. There's a button down below, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Odyssey, or Rumble. Doesn't bother me at all. All I ask is that you subscribe. I know you might have to create an account, and that's a pain, but I would greatly appreciate it. So, yesterday's 5 p.m. deadline came and went, and millions of Twitter employees quit. Everybody quit. The building was a smoldering pile of rubble. Twitter went down. Everything's all over. Ha 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 ha. Elon Musk lost $44 billion. Oh, wait, none of that happened? Oh, well, if you read Twitter, That's what basically everyone
Yeah.
Elon Musk and credentialed journalists
Okay, thank you.
were all saying. They were saying, "Oh my God, it's chaos! Everybody's gone." There was still 3,500 or so employees at Twitter when the ultimatum got pushed out, and I said from the beginning that this was on purpose. You do a big fat layoff first, that's your hard cut, and then you follow through with soft cuts. What he's actually doing is called whaling. I'll explain that in a video later, actually. This is all on purpose. Like, he gave an unreasonable timeline for the Twitter Blue thing because he wanted to figure out who could actually cut the mustard. We'll get into that, but Twitter locks staff out of offices until next week. A message seen by the BBC. Workers were told that offices would reopen Monday, November 21st. It did not give a reason for the move. The announcement comes amid reports that a, quote, large number of staff were quitting after new Elon Musk called on them to sign up for, quote, long hours and high-intensity leave. The message went on to say, please continue to comply with company policy by refraining from discussing confidential company information on social media with press or elsewhere. The reports have been met with consternation from unions with the prospect that the Union for Tech Workers asking Twitter UK to meet regarding the treatment of its employees. Quote, we will not let these makings of a digital P&O pass unchecked, said Mike Clancy, General of Secretary of Prospect. We are urgently seeking a meeting with Twitter UK to discuss how it will manage its collective redundancy consultation, ensure a fair and transparent process, and meet its duty of care of legal obligations. Employee rights are admittedly much better in Europe for the detriment or for the, in some cases better, some cases worse, but the reports were, here you say, nobody left in chain of command. There are signs that large numbers of workers have resigned because they have not accepted Mr. Musk's terms. One former Twitter employee who wished to remain anonymous told the BBC, I think the dust clears today. There's probably going to be less than 2,000 people left. Great. I 100% believe that Elon has a number closer to 1,000 for total employees in his head. I mean, if you think about it, between the 4,000 contract workers they had, the 7,600, I think it was 75 or 7,600 salaried employees they had. They cut 3,000 contract workers. They then cut 3,500 salaried workers, and nothing has changed on the website. If another 1,500 walked yesterday, so what? That's what Elon wanted. Like, if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. You might just not have been in the corporate America world, which is a lot of people. You might be too young, or you might just not have seen this kind of thing before. But this is what Elon wanted. Like, does anybody understand that? Like, he wanted thousands more people to quit. He wanted them to self-identify. They fell right into his trap. And then, like, all these people on Twitter are like, oh my God, like, some of these reactions are great. We'll go through them. Here's Ben Collins, a reporter for NBC. For what it's worth, I don't think there will be a big apocalyptic day after tomorrow style moment where Twitter ends. The glitches have already piled up. People who left are predicting outages, but most importantly, it's unclear how the company's going to make money now. Bro, they just cut hundreds of millions of dollars in payroll. They're probably already close to profitable just for doing that. And also, again, reporter for NBC, is there somewhere where they said Twitter was going to stop selling ads? No? Okay, so Twitter's going to make money the same way they always have, selling ads. It's like people, this is the problem with the check bar, right? Like, that's a verified journo who's just lying. Here's Zoe Schiffer, who has somebody on the inside of Twitter and has been providing updates. Twitter just alerted employees that effective immediately, all office buildings are temporarily closed and badge access is suspended. No details as to why. Really? Again, you're a reporter. You couldn't possibly figure out why maybe you would need to close the doors. You just had 1,500 people get fired. Okay, allegedly, right? Do you want them coming back into the building over the weekend? No. Do you want them to have access to systems? No. There are a lot of people that quit that are going to be filled with regret. In particular, a lot of these morons that were posting these videos, like here's a video, and it's like, here, watch soy evaporate from cringe Twitter employees as they celebrate being fired.
30 seconds left. 35 seconds.
Yeah, my guy's on the clock.
Oh, he's got his thing. Everybody here, we're all about to get fired.
5 people
fired from Twitter.
Is this supposed to be a big deal?
I've been here 9 years and 9 months now. Same with you. How long are you here? 4 years?
9 years and a month. Oh, were you up?
No, he was after. Wait. Oh, 10 seconds. 10, 9,
like
8, 7, 6.
They're not even joining
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Happy New Year! Yay! Great. That's a lot of pomp and circumstance. Okay.
Wow, you got fired. You got fired in literally the worst economy. And oh, by the way, you know what this video just did? Every job that these clowns go and apply for, they're going to get to say, yeah, I was told I had to work hard, and so I quit. I don't know if that's going to play out for you. And like, when you upload these videos and things like that, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll get a lot of likes and retweets. I hope they pay the mortgage. Now, there's undoubtedly,
here to tell you about the most amazing breakfast you could ever dream of.
There's undoubtedly a significant portion of these Twitter employees that are choosing to quit that are fine financially. I'm sure of it, because they were getting paid enormous salaries to literally not work for how many years. So I assume they're 100% fine financially. But there will be, remember, Facebook just laid off 11,000 people. They're going to lay off another bunch in early next year, I would suspect. Stripe.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to unlock
all these Silicon Valley companies are not hiring right now.
And how
they
to
are fired.
I want to thank PlayStation
and
4
we still have 2 more years of building back better. I don't suspect Silicon Valley will be hiring many people. Now, Twitter might actually turn out to be hiring after this because
behind it
they need to find people that are actually willing to work hard. Is it Elon Musk? How do you make a small fortune in social media? Start off with a large one. And you see, like, Cernovich again, right? Elon deeply. Well, there's more to that thread. That's what I needed to say. Sorry. Offices will reopen November 21st. In the meantime, please continue. Whatever. So far, no Twitter employees have been deactivated. Even those who've publicly resigned, Musk and his team only collected the list of Yes's employees who said they want to be part of Twitter 2.0. They're still trying to track out who isn't. Well, there may be people that, maybe the click didn't come through or whatever. There's a funny meme like Alex Cohen. I was laid off from Twitter this afternoon. I was in charge of managing badge access to Twitter offices. Elon just called me and asked if I could come back to help them regain access to headquarters as they shut off all badges and accidentally locked themselves out. That's pretty funny. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have a little bit of wildness, a little crazy wildness. AOC. Shout out to all the workers at Twitter. You built such a vital place. Millions of people appreciate it. And then Elon says, "You're welcome." I mean, it's so good. People are like, "Oh my God, Elon's freaking out. He's losing it all." No, he isn't, and he didn't underestimate anything. I told you before, and I've said it again. I think the initial number I said was like 2,000 employees, but the more and more I see and the more and more educated I get from developers, this place doesn't need thousands of employees. It just doesn't. He knows that. Now, he can't come in there and just fire 80%. What you do is you fire a bunch, then you cull the rest of the people that don't want to work hard, and then you take everyone who said, I'm willing to bust their job and work hard, you give them a little bit more money, you give them a little bit more responsibility, and you plug all the holes. It's really not that complicated. Word inside Twitter is a lot of employees are saying yes, are not saying yes to staying on Musk's extremely hardcore Twitter 2.0. He has been meeting today with engineers to convince them to stay. His deadline to decide to stay or leave expired 6 minutes ago. Twitter Slack currently has hundreds of employees giving the salute emoji, meaning they've decided not to stay for Musk's 2.0 cultural reset. The company had just under 3,000 employees remaining before the deadline to say yes. Hearing from multiple employees that the odds of Twitter breaking in the near future are very high. Okay. We are collecting departing Twitter employee messages from company Slack and public tweets here. So hundreds. I mean, like, okay. I'm hearing the number of Twitter resignations today is likely over 1,000, though unclear if they are all closing that decision. Some teams, such as the engineering team that manages Twitter core system libraries, are completely gone now. Hundreds upon hundreds of Twitter's employees have technically resigned, but still have access to Twitter's internal systems, with some speculating it's because employees tasked with managing the access have also resigned. Again, Elon sends things to space and lands them on a floating barge in the ocean, alright? He's going to fly in a bunch of Tesla engineers that aren't already there, or SpaceX engineers, and get it all figured out. Will there be bumps in the road? Sure. And that's what we're going to report on today and probably through the weekend. I really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
We found in this video is shocking. It's something everyone should be sure to watch until the end and use what we've learned in this video to better educate your friends and family. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
What you've learned in this video is to be better at abducting children.
There it is.
Alright, so in the mountain again, but this is going to be on the top half of the mountain, and you're going to come up and you're going to find this chest. You'll run right past it, right next to it. And now we got to get up here with the blue arrow, and here is the chest. Now behind the chest, written on the wall, is red lettering. Those are the symbols that you need. There's a B, an N, and an R. I don't know if you were able to see it. But here is one of the spinning things. There's another one out there in the distance. So let's go ahead and... So there's an N. We do need an N. Now remember how I said some of them have duplicate symbols. This is the case here. There was an N on here. So, you know what? Maybe it's not this one here because that other one didn't have any matching seals on it. So I believe that was a B. We got the N. Now we got to get, I believe, what was it, an R? I've already forgotten. My memory is not so good. This is why I write these things down as I go. So there it is. The chest is unlocked now. Let's go ahead and pull out that horn. Again, the horns are for the rage upgrades. Alright, so in the mountain again, this is going to be on the top half of the mountain, and you're going to come up and you're going to find this chest. You'll run right past it, right next to it. Now, the 3 runes, you just have to...
Elliot has undoubtedly, with his, her, their so-called courage, enticed many a poor, confused adolescent, girl most likely, to blame her emergent pubescent self-consciousness, confusion, and discomfort on being born in the wrong body and believing that the courageous, self-affirming, and morally admirable route is hormonal treatment, sterilization, subjugation to a lifetime of expensive medical complication. How delightful and profitable is that? And misery. And I believe firmly that Ellen/Elliot, or whatever the hell her name or his name is, bears moral culpability for that. And I'm not taking down that tweet or acknowledging that my tweet violated the Twitter rule. Up yours, moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
It's a name, I think. Brazil. It means terror.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. We've got some breaking news. Elon put out a thread or a tweet, whatever, thingamajig, talking about some high-profile unbans today.
That is of no use to us.
Not only was Jordan Peterson reinstated, as well as Z-list comedian Kathy Griffin, but it also appears that the Babylon Bee was restored, among some other people, at least anecdotally, coming to and telling me that they were restored today. Talked about doing Freedom Fridays now, apparently. Fridays, perhaps, meaning that's the day when unbans might happen. But it's not all, sunshine and rainbows. He specifically spoke on a few other people that were banned that he chose not to reinstate, at least at this time. And there is some cause for a little bit of trepidation in some of his statements. We're going to get into that after a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, if you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. It's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready-to-ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple of reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's Operations Center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. You might not be in the market for a new PC right now, but when you are, remember that promo code TheQuartering. It's the tower I use, the laptop I use, it's what I recommend. Strong supporters of the channel. Breaking: Babylon Bee, Jordan Peterson, Kathy Griffin, all back on Twitter. Elon Musk made a long-awaited announcement on Friday saying that the Babylon Bee's account had been reinstated on Twitter. Along with Canadian psychologist Dr. Jordan Peterson, Musk also brought back controversial Z-list celebrity Kathy Griffin. As to the fate of Donald Trump's Twitter account, that's still up in the air. Trump's decision has not been made yet, Musk said. And I think I can explain exactly why that is, and I will explain exactly why that is. I'll just do it right now. I think there's a reason that there are a lot of high-profile people who were banned, like Alex and Donald and maybe Milo, things like that. I think that he's got essentially the entire weight of the Democratic and mainstream media establishment got pushed down on him right now, trying to make him fail, including his own employees. He can literally only take so much heat. He can only take so much heat. I don't think, the fact that he specifically said that, the Donald Trump thing, if there haven't been a decision on it yet, I don't think that means they will never reinstate him. It just means that means they're not going to reinstate him today. They'll probably save that for another day to dominate the news cycle when Twitter so chooses. Remember, when Donald Trump comes back, when Alex comes back, all of the articles will be telling advertisers to put on. That's what will happen. That is why Elon did not reinstate him, in my opinion. Also, Donald Trump has said many times that he has no intention of returning to Twitter. I still don't believe that. I also think it'd be a bad business decision, even if he didn't want to use Twitter. He could use Twitter and his 100 million followers to advertise his Truth Social posts. I mean, I'm sure he could bring over a couple of million users if he was regularly tweeting screenshots from his Truth account. If he was smart. If he had people who were smart advising him, they might say, okay, everything you say on Truth will make it onto Twitter, but they'll say like if you want tweets in real time, if you want to interact with Donald Trump, you've got to do it on Truth Social. That's what I would do. If it's on Truth Social. But Elon then puts this out. Some concerning language here. New Twitter policy is freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. Negative/hate tweets will be max deboosted and demonetized, so no ads or any other revenue. You won't find the tweet unless you specifically seek it out, which is no different than the rest of the internet.
South Florida's newest Chevrolet showroom is now open at Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Naples. Visit the newly redesigned state-of-the-art facility. Enjoy our most comfortable car buying experience yet at Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Naples.
More traps.
There's a tunnel there. You won't go.
Take it.
Okay.
Alexa, play the Rings of Power. Do you believe?
This is concerning for a couple of reasons, because who determines what is a hateful speech or a hateful tweet, right? This is just like the hate speech TM that I always talk about. Just because I like Elon doesn't mean I'm going to just gloss over this. This is a big deal. The event was on right. Kathy Griffin, Jordan Peterson, and Babylon B have been reinstated. Trump still has not been made yet. Now, I want to point out a bit of semantics here. The only account, my opinion, so let me push back on me on this sniper stand. The only account that was actually reinstated today was Kathy Griffin, a Z-list celebrity. Jordan Peterson and Babylon B were not suspended from the platform, technically. They were in a way that they would have had to admit they had done some sort of thing wrong, which on principle they did not want to do. So, and I understand, but their ban was still, there was a morals one, a self-imposed one. I'm just pointing out in terms of, hey, will he bring back Milo? Will he bring back this guy, that girl, this girl? The only one he reinstated that was truly suspended from the platform was Kathy Griffin. And I'm sure he just did it so that people wouldn't say, oh, it's his friends. He only restored. So Kathy was just a token throw-in from the left. He didn't reinstate Ethan Klein, who I've got a hilarious video about later. He didn't reinstate, a lot of the leftists that got banned for impersonating. He only tossed Kathy Griffin a bone. I am sure that was tactical.
I see that.
So in terms of Elon truly bringing back people who were suspended, he hasn't done that yet. So, we need to see, like, we've got James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, all these, Alex, all these things. These are the people I'm wondering about most. Yes, I'm happy for the Babylon B. I think that they legitimately, bravely stood by their morals and cost their business a lot of money to stand by their principles. And not a lot of people do that. Jordan, same thing, although I'm not sure he cost himself money in the same way. But, so I'm going to be careful about saying, oh, Elon's bringing everybody back, because he didn't bring back anybody who was really, truly suspended, except Kathy Griffin. After Elon Musk bought Twitter, many users hope that previously banned accounts will be reinstated. Musk promised that lifetime bans will be reversed. Among those accounts, Donald Trump, Megan Murphy, Selena Hernandez, love Sav, shout out to Sav, terrible driver, wonderful person, PV, James O'Keefe, Babylon B. Many others were banned for saying things like living code. For those who loved policies that were silenced, those who loved policies that silenced their ideological opponents freaked out. Musk also fired some of the people responsible for the same policies that led to these banned. Those who say Twitter had no responsibility to uphold free speech, censored and suppressed the New York Post reporting on the president's son's laptop, and confirmed that Trump would not be reinstated, even if he were to run again in 2024. Babylon B had been declared by Twitter to be in violation of their hateful conduct policies for saying that Levine was a man. Levine is Biden's trans diversity hire appointed as the Assistant Secretary to the Department of Health and Human Services. So you go back and we see exactly what the Babylon B was indeed suspended for. And Dylan said, we're told our account will be restored in 12 hours, but that countdown won't begin until we delete the tweet, and they never did. And I 100% respect that. and Peterson lost his Twitter privileges for much of the same thing as Babylon B, stating that actor Elliot Page, who was actor Elliot 2 short years ago, also shared the same trainer as Kanye West, interestingly. He wrote that, remember when pride was a sin and that she had her body parts removed by a criminal physician, essentially saying, hey, there is one group of people, well, two really, that you cannot criticize, even if it is valid. Now, there is a lot of hate mixed in there, which is why it seems like, maybe they're overly sensitive, but there is some pushback here. And when asked directly about Alex, bring back Alex, no. Now, you see, there's, I even voted on this, and I said no, because, I think he should bring him back, but not right now. He has to, first of all, he's got to deal with losing 5,000 employees, 6,000 employees. He can't just do everything all at once. Second of all, Alex is a very unique case where reinstating him will cost Elon millions of dollars in advertising. It just will. And I think that he will do it, just so I'm very clear. I think he will, and I think he should, but he has to probably develop some sort of, special policy for Alex's tweets, where, he can promise advertisers that they would never show next to his tweets and all this kind of stuff. Could we get more transparency as to why do we believe in lifetime bans again? Here, I'm guessing a lot of cows should be out the door if AJ's brought back. I get the business decision. People should be brought back on a level playing field. I agree. This is my position. I think he should bring him back, but I think he should just, maybe wait a little bit until things stabilize. I am concerned with the, language. And again, this is one thing I try to tell people who are free speech, Elon is not, he's not everyone's friend. He's still running a business. You see Shu on that saying, what is a negative tweet? Elon then says, no, this applies to just the individual tweet, not the account. So essentially he's saying bad tweets are deboosted, but not accounts. Okay, well, again, a lot of conservatives, Lauren Chen Esco, decides what is a hate tweet. Tim Young, what decides what is a negative or hate tweet? Let's talk. What decides what a hate tweet is? These are fair questions to ask. But again, it's been 2 weeks. I would suspect that we will see more people, probably do it in batches, where you have a handful of right-wing people and a handful of left-wing people, bring them back at the same time. I think you could very easily make the case for bringing back Trump, because, he's literally running for president. I think Alex would be very risky. I think he should do it on principle, but I understand if he wants to wait a little bit. He's got to stabilize here. So people that want everything right away, I think just have to be a little patient. And, if he does eventually go back on the permanent ban and he never reinstates Alex, well then we'll have a...
We did it! I think we can make the rope wheel work there. Why give us the way to the top?
In today's world, getting everything you want in your new vehicle can be challenging, and you don't want to...
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeremy. Elon Musk just absolutely dunked on some excited journos looking to get a snapshot of him pulling out of Twitter headquarters. On top of that, he has announced that all life-saving check marks will have to start to pay in order to receive their check marks. He is absolutely, in my opinion, going directly after journalists. He's made several comments about Twitter being the central hub for citizen journalism, and he's rolled out a brand new feature that's going to make that a ton easier. This has been a wonderful day, and a whole week. I'm really glad we have I got to meet so many new viewers. I hope I've earned your subscription. If you don't know, Thursday nights I do a show with Sydney Watson at 5 o'clock Central Time. We're talking about all this week's news, and that show's live, so I hope you'll tune in for that. Also, Coffee Brand Coffee is my coffee company. We have a dozen teas, 20 different coffees, hot cocos, including peppermint hot cocoa, which is brand new. We even have dark chocolate covered espresso beans. We have K-Cups. We have thousands of 5-star reviews. And your purchase today at Coffee Brand Coffee will go directly to supporting this channel, its editors, thumbnail people, and myself. So I hope you'll consider using promo code The Quartering. Try it out today. The gift box builder, there's only a limit. We have a limit of 10,000 period. That's the only number of boxes I made. It's going to make a great gift for business, for friends, family. You can make combinations. You can put a couple coffees, a couple teas, a couple cocos. You can do all coffee, all cocoa, all tea, all beans, whatever you want. And come in a nice box, so you don't even have to worry about Christmas. I've got you covered. Elon Musk tweeting out just today, all unpaid legacy check marks will be removed in the next couple of months. And then somebody actually asks for clarification, writing, will there be more labels that mean quote officially vain, like you see sometimes underneath the official name underneath it? Elon Musk says it's hard to say who's a celeb and who isn't. Being able to sort my follower count and disallowing deliberate impersonation probably solves this. On top of that, I want to show this video. I think I'm going to make your day with this video. I really do. I think this is going to be great for you. Alright, it was great for me. I hope it's great for you. I hope, by the way, you open a new tab, checking out Covering. I'm just reading the reviews. I think I can make your Christmas or your holiday, your gift holiday, so much easier with the gift box. The gift box configurator. Anyway, check it out. Just listen to the audio of the reporters.
I didn't get them. No.
They're all whining. They're all like, okay, does somebody see Elon? Where's Elon? Where's Elon?
You did?
Watch this.
The back one, right?
Watch this, watch this, watch this. Whoop! His security detail pulled up and blocked all of their pictures. What an absolute Chad move. Look at this. Alright, let's get his picture. He looks like he's in a Model 3 there, actually. And nope.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I was standing on this corner to get a picture of Elon Musk, and oh my god. I couldn't do it. He hates journalists. I, for the most part, do. I have not met a good one. I've not met one that I like. I hope that they exist out there because, really, they're supposed to be the ones that speaks truth to power and helps out the little guy or gal, but they never do. They seem more interested in, pushing their own agendas, which is why this new feature is really going to bug them too. Twitter will ditch the 180 character limit and allow longer tweets soon, says Elon Musk as he continues to make his mark as chief twit. Now, in case you didn't notice, today at 5 o'clock, by the way, 5 o'clock today is the deadline for every single remaining Twitter employee to agree to go, quote, hardcore or be fired. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fallout from that. But also, Sydney Watson and I is wonderful. I really want to hit, we've been teetering 3,000 to 4,000 live viewers. Really, really want to hit 5,000 tonight. So I think you'll have a lot of fun. It's fast-paced. We've got memes. We've got laughs. Anyway, Chief Twit Elon Musk has confirmed that he will be dropping the 280 character limit on Twitter soon. The new social media boss made the announcement this morning while responding to an 82-tweet-long thread. Users are currently restricted to tweets of 280 characters. See, here's the thing. It used to be 140, right? And then everyone wanted more, so they go to 280. Now you're having all these threads, So there became this thing called Thread Reader, which would be, it was like an outside tool that essentially would combine all the tweets into like one blog post. Again, Thread Reader probably survived with ad revenue by showing ads on those pages. Why wouldn't Twitter do that? This is exactly what I would be thinking about if I were Elon Musk too. So Elon should allow for a thread where you can post and people can just scroll down and read it. Users are currently restricted to tweets of 280 characters, but ditching this is one of the long list of promises Musk has made regarding the future of the website. He first broached the subject of the pre-takeover in April, when expressing that Twitter was way overdue for long-form tweets. Then, in the end of last month, he replied absolutely to another Twitter user asking if he could get rid of character limits. However, despite these claims, Musk also revealed yesterday he plans to reduce his time at the company and eventually find a new leader. Well, of course, he's got other companies, but he's going to be spending, I would guess, at minimum the rest of the year, pretty high priority at Twitter because he's got a lot to do. He's made a lot of promises in terms of long-form video that could be monetizable for creators. He has moved the relaunch of the blue checkmark to next Friday, and I'm not sure even exactly how that's going to look, how that's going to shake out, what exactly that means for verified checkmarks. Like I said, I have Twitter Blue, so I have the checkmark, but I only got it so I can upload my videos once he allows for monetization, which really hasn't happened. I've seen some Twitter users have ads on their Twitter videos. I'm not sure how that works. It's usually like a 30-second video from like the NFL, and it has a stupid pre-roll ad on it. I'm just like, no. But I think people would be more forgiving if it's a long-form 10-minute video. Maybe I could buy some pre-roll ads for Coffee Brand Coffee, too. When Twitter first launched in 2016, it was capped at 140 characters, which was fairly restricted. But again, that's part of the magic, right? However, initial data from Twitter when the character limit was lifted suggested that most Twitter users still post short tweets. In February this year, a respected leaker claimed that Twitter was working on a new feature called Twitter Articles, allowing users to post lengthier messages. Jane Mansion Wong posted a screenshot of what Twitter Articles was likely to look like. I remember this. Here's the thing with Twitter. Oh, they blocked me? Gosh, so many people. Maybe their account was private. I don't know. Now I'm curious. I'm looking. Is it private? No. They just blocked me. Why? I don't know. Yeah, it says no Twitter articles yet. I've said this before that, like, why wouldn't Twitter... I mean, obviously, why... Twitter doesn't want you to leave the app. So all these people shilling their Substack, they don't want that. And that would be, long Substacks.
Stalking has culminated to this, and he's just out of his fucking mind. Like, maybe, I swear to God, if we do find out eventually that this really was a bullet, I'll eat crow and say, man, I was completely wrong. But the fact that he really does sit here and thinks, even if it was a bullet, it was like a shot fired from like 4 blocks away by accident that binged onto Cyrax's window, that could be something. But no, he thinks that shit was meant just for him. And it's kind of mind-boggling, but at the same time, Cyrax is easily prone to believe shit like this, so.
You guys don't get it, man! I almost got fucking killed! Because of you little bitch-ass trolls! I almost got killed! That ain't funny! My life got put in danger last night because of you dumbass trolls! I almost got killed because of you. This ain't fucking funny.
doing this dumb shit. Cyrax, we started this Cyrax trifecta with him leaving YouTube forever. No more music for the trolls, no more nothing. He's adamant this time he's gone. And then he comes right back and gets into the same bullshit he always gets into. And now we've just completed the circle and we're right back to him just jamming out on YouTube every single day, playing his violin or his guitar for an hour, just like he never left. And that's the moral of this, ladies and gentlemen. The whole Sean Skinner here, he'll never leave the internet on his own accord. Unless that shit is stripped away from him, this man will be here, maybe as long as DSP, because he definitely looks more like a cockroach than Phil does. But I'll tell you this much, and it's really, I think it says a lot about the person Cyrax is. This is something he said the other night, and I think it sums up how he really feels about his family, how he really feels about his own well-being, how he really feels about, like, just life in general.
Joey, you know what, Mr. Doggy? I don't care how bad it's gonna get, I'm not getting off the fucking internet, because I just deserve to be on here just as much as everyone fucking else. So you can take your bullshit and shove it up your goddamn ass and go fuck yourself, fucking jackass. Because let me tell you, motherfucker, my life almost got took last night. All because you dumb fucking trolls wanna fuck around, well, guess what? Fuck you, trolls.
Did you hear that? No matter how bad it gets, he'll never leave the internet. Because I deserve to be on here just like everybody else, you know? I feel like I deserve to smoke cigarettes, but my heart issues, but I can't anymore. You know, this is going to be a decision that haunts him for the rest of his life. It's one of those things where, you know, you want something so bad, you feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to lose it because I'm not going to lose it on my own terms, you know? I'm not going to let the trolls win. And in his mind, that's how he looks at it. It can get as bad as possible. His mother can be in the hospital with a stroke. He needs to make money for the family. But guess what? It's not worth leaving the internet over because he deserves to be here. Oh, I'm going to live my whole life in my attic and never make anything of myself? That's fucking fine, because I deserve to be on the internet. These trolls are going to make my life a living hell for the rest of my life. I'm going to scream and cry about how much I can't take it, but then walk back into it the next day. That's fine, because I deserve to be on the internet. Because I'm Chance Wilkins, and I get what I fucking want. That's how he looks at it. And I make the comparison all the time, but it's never been more true than it is right now, that Cyrax is doomed to the same path that Chris Chan once walked along. Now, maybe Cyrax is more due to his grandmother than Chris Chan did to his mom, but the internet is never going to change. The trolls are never going to go away. There will only be more of them. By having the mindset that no matter how bad it gets, you'll never leave the internet because the internet is so integral to you, and you believe that, you know, Cyrax has his music, Chris had Socrates. Both of them believe that, you know, they can never leave the internet. It's just not fathomable. And that's the type of person that's been bred in this country today, a person who can't imagine life without the internet. And it also goes to say with Chris and Cyrax, they basically never left their own hometowns, really. They never, well, I mean, Chris did once, I think, but they're so stuck in their own ways. They only see the world from their own little bubble, and they refuse to get out of it, no matter how bad it gets. And it's something that I think Cyrax, one day, very, very far down the line, if he's even able to comprehend it, will regret the hell out of not walking away years ago. Because, you know, I think even, and this is going to sound really dark, but I think it's the best way to sum this all up, that even on his deathbed, Cyrax is going to be sitting there asking to hold his guitar in his hand. And he's going to sit there and want to give the greatest show that everyone's ever seen. And he'll never realize that nobody cared. Nobody ever cared about your fucking music, about your artwork. You know, if you would have gotten a job even at Walmart as like a greeter, I don't even know if they still have them, you would have at least made one or two people every day go, wow, I'm happy with that dude. That dude's nice smile and the sticker he gave me, that made me happy today. I'll remember that dude. But you don't have that, Cyrax, because all you've ever done is this pointless, guttural, screaming bullshit in your attic, and you think this is like your life's work, and it's something that all lolcows do. It's that they think everyone cares about this shit, when really it's just something that people laugh at them about. And it's a sad way to end this story. but I felt like it had to be said this way because everyone kind of looks at lolcows to feel better about themselves. When you look at a Christian, when you look at a Cyrax, when you even look at like an Ethan Ralph, you think, thank fucking God I'm not them. And Cyrax is, I think, the most like glaring example of that. And I've done so many videos on this dude now. I mean, like, shit, half of my channel is now Cyrax videos. But this was the first time, these clips were the first time I just realized just how fucking... I've always known the dude's a lost cause, but this right here just shit, it just shows that he's gonna continue to do this forever. I know people who followed him for years, people like Marty, people like Glory Hole, tons of you probably in the comments right now. You probably have seen this come and go a million times and already knew what I'm realizing now. But it's just that Cyrax here, I always knew he never changed, but I never knew that he had, like, absolutely no hope to change. I thought, just like Chris, that maybe, you know, one day someone would slap him into shape. Someone would, you know, like you send him to boarding school or wherever you even send inside jail, maybe. He would be different, but no. No matter what, these lolcows, they always stay the same. And it's something that now, after covering all these people, I've realized that, yeah, you're never going to get a changed Cyrax. We're never going to see a Cyrax in a suit. We're never going to see a Cyrax with a work apron on. You're just going to see Cyrax doing the same thing for years and years to come, barring him getting in some legal trouble. But the thing is, you know, I say it all the time on this channel. I want to have a place where you guys can laugh. You guys can live your life, enjoy a video, not even think about serious shit. And I feel like that little spiel I just went on was probably the most serious I've ever been on this channel, and I don't like that. So let's end the video with another video of Cyrax bitching about Gen Z kids, because he put up the stream yesterday that's just so fucking wacky. I want to cover it, and I don't know where else to talk about it, so let's get into it now.
I'm here to talk about some serious, man. And I don't give a fuck who likes what I have to say or not, bro. So I'm just gonna flat out say it. Y'all punk ass kids from Gen Z, you guys are dumb as fuck, bro. You guys really are. Y'all punk ass kids that are Gen Z, man, you guys seriously need to fuck up. Because now that I got y'all trolls figured out, trolls on the internet are Gen Z little fucking pussies hiding in a safe space, bro.
So it's really funny to hear Cyrax talk about safe spaces and these kids being pussies and these kids being dumb, all the while making dumb statements while sitting in his safe space of an attic, afraid to go outside when people are across the street from his house like a pussy. Do you see why everyone always calls him like the biggest hypocrite in the world? He's just, every single thing that he claims to hate and be against is the same thing that he himself is.
See, you're talking to somebody that was raised on two things: mosh pits, bikers, and military personnel. But mostly, when I was a kid and I was in school, we weren't raised on safe spaces, bro. We were raised on mosh pits and fist fights. Don't believe me? Ask anybody that's 20 years or older, bro.
Alright, Cyrax, I'll ask myself since I'm over 20 years old. Anyone who's raised on mosh pits, bikers, and military personnel, first off, mosh pits, you couldn't even handle a mosh pit. Stop it. One wrong bump and your fucking hip is out of place. Secondly, bikers. Bikers, like, that's how you know Cyrax is like one of these. He's in that, I'm sorry, look, you can have your opinion on what you want, but there's like, when kids are little, right, they get obsessed with certain things, you know, like, oh, Transformers. Some kids I knew loved fire trucks. Another thing kids think is so cool, oh, bikers, dude, they're so cool. I feel like Cyrax is still in that sense where he's like, bro, I can see myself just riding my hog. Like, I'm just looking like such a badass. Like, military personnel, I don't know where that fits in, but he always jumps to, you know, oh, you kids in your safe spaces and all this. We weren't raised on that shit. Like, Cyrax, look at the way you fucking act right now. Like, yeah, you may have not been raised on it, but you became accustomed to that Gen Z shit real fucking quick when you realize that it falls right in line with the lifestyle you want to live. And if you think, you might be thinking, where did he get this one from? Why does he think he's all about mosh pits and shit now? Well, you're about to hear, because he's about to show you, and he's about to play the most douchey video I've ever heard about some dude trying to sound like a badass about, like, oh, these young kids today, all this shit. And it's like, dude, just listen to this video. It's just the fucking worst.
As anybody that's 20 years or older, man, my generation was raised on mosh pits and fist fights, bro. We didn't have no safe space to run to, dude.
I feel like he's just jealous of the new generation having safe spaces because he would love one himself, because he feels like everywhere he goes he's attacked by trolls.
No,
really,
exactly.
because everything he does is on the internet.
I think this dude right here says it best.
I'm not here to say one generation is better than another. The Generation X is the best. I actually think it's kind of funny when I see these little kids coming at people from my generation. You see, when you're a generation raised on safe spaces, it's not wise to come at a generation raised on mosh pits. See, when we had a problem with somebody, we couldn't text it to them from like 30 miles away and hide behind a screen. We had to say it to their face. And yeah, sometimes hands were thrown, bruises were caused. You know what else happened? Skin thickened, hearts were hard. Words don't scare us. We were raised on your mama jokes starting in like kindergarten. In my generation, only the strong survive. Look, there's like 88
That is
million
not helping.
77 million boomers. There's only 65 million Generation X. We killed off the weak ones. I said what I said.
That video is absolute fucking trash, and whoever made that, you're a fucking loser. Oh, these Gen X kids come up to me. No, they don't. No kids are coming up to me going like, hey, old man, oh man, get out of my safe space, old man. Like, they're just, this just sounds like someone who's just like, oh, this new generation's too soft. Like, bro, you're in your fucking 20s or 30s. Like, shut up. Like, you're already that old man. You're already like the old man that was yelling at kids in the 70s, like, oh, that rock music, there's no place for all that. Like, who gives a fuck how the kids nowadays choose to want to live? Like, it's whatever, man. And then you talk about, oh, we killed off all the weak ones. No, you didn't. You got bullied in school, and now you're making YouTube videos trying to act like a hard ass. Guarantee you that's how that dude's life went. And Cyrax here is just like, yeah, all this is so true. That's why he just keeps parroting the mosh pit line. He just heard the dude say stuff about you couldn't text it to someone and not say to their face and all this. Cyrax hears that and he's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm going through. This video just speaks to me. Like, he thinks this video speaks to him so well when it really just it doesn't apply to you, Cyrax, because you don't have thick skin. You aren't in a bunch of fist fights. You weren't ever in a mosh pit. Maybe you were around bikers, but that doesn't make you any more hard than anybody else. This video, the video he listened to, that guy on the other end, I'm more just like, what the fuck about him than I am Cyrax right now, because I just think that video is just, it's just bitching and moaning about the next generation, trying to sound all hard like our generation was so much different. Yeah, of course they're different generations. Times change. But to make a video like that, the only people that probably agree with that dude are guys like Cyrax, you know? I bet you I will get some people in the comment who are like, I don't get what was so wrong with that. I just think it's so douchey to talk like that. Like, dude, you sound like an old fucking man and you're like 30-something. Like, just stop.
There you fucking go. There you fucking go. Y'all little Generation X kids, man, y'all need to grow the fuck up, man. Y'all little Generation Z kids, y'all need to grow the fuck up, dude. Like, y'all think that going around trolling the internet and doing this and that, y'all think y'all are so fucking slick. Y'all think you're so fucking slick, don't you? But nah, motherfucker, you ain't.
Yeah, the only reason he's mad about this is because he just assumes that everyone from Gen X is a troll, because he's all you kids going around doing your trolling and all that. You ain't slick. Like, they clearly are slick if they trick you every fucking time, Cyrax. And another thing, and something I think is so, he acts so, like, confident, like, there it is, you heard it first. Like, from who? From some jack-off on YouTube whose opinion you took and now parrot it as your own opinion? You're using this as, like, an own for people? Like, come on, that's one of the most pathetic things I've seen him do all day, and he's done a lot of fucking sad shit today.
Bro, I'm 32, bro. Like dude said, man.
Moving again.
You can coming my generation, you're coming out of a generation that was raised on fucking mosh pits, bro.
Again, something you were never involved in yourself.
Our house?
You're coming at somebody that was raised on goddamn mosh pits and fist fights his whole goddamn life. So to all y'all little punk ass trolls that think that you're smart asses, y'all motherfuckers ain't shit.
You know, for someone so strong, you sure worry a lot.
Like y'all dumb punk ass kids think that, oh, I'm gonna attack this motherfucker and hide like a bitch. Nah, motherfucker. If you're gonna fucking say something, well, fuck up to my fucking face and say it. Don't hide like a bitch. Don't run and hide and cower behind your little dumb fuck keyboard.
You know, funnily enough, Cyrax, isn't that exactly what you did when Lance Chukin showed up to your house the other day? Now, granted, yes, he was all the way across the street. I know that was a dangerous trek for you to make, but it seems like you just sat there behind your keyboard and just watched it happen. You didn't want to say anything to this guy's face, didn't want to allow him to say it to yours. But now, you know, now it's an issue and everything when you want to look at it from a different perspective. And that's, like, I think that's a good place to end it off here, because it just shows that no matter what you say, what you do to Cyrax, it just bounces off of him like fucking, well, it hits him first and it absorbs into him so that he can now say it to you, but then it bounces back out and hits you because he'll just parrot the same shit over and over and over again. And that's because he's not original. His artwork, his songs, nothing about him is original, not even his insults. And that's just Cyrax, ladies and gentlemen. What a guy. What a character. The king of Akron is just sitting high atop his throne right now, looking down at all of us peasants, just wondering why we aren't helping him figure out who fired this bullet into his house. But when we find out the culprit, I'll be sure to let you know. And when that brat is taken into custody, with the mousetrap still attached to his tail, we can all breathe a sigh of relief that Cyrax's life is finally safe. And with that being said, I want to give shouts out to Vanessa, Club Doom, Cody Hale, Echo Spectre, Scaly Schisms, Pythea, Your Mom, Frabby, Kaitan, Fiedland's Party Place, Churlish, Mix Surly, Grant M, Adrian Lara, Chris Chan's Phantom Bottle, Cyrax's Stylist, Biz Marty's Bong, Sky Fitzpatrick, G-Man, Blake Alston, Vaga, Alright Stingy, Isaiah, Akiba's Beat Fan, the Ghostbusters Fan, Commander Louie, Gypsy Pauls, Trademark, Justin S., Steve from Machete Squad, and Chef Meat Maker. You guys are all fucking goats. And everyone who made it to the end of this long-ass video, too, you guys are goats as well. I always say it, but you know, the weekend's ending, but the next weekend will be here before y'all know it. And life's gonna be good, friends. I want y'all to just be able to relax, kick back. Hopefully the work week season, before you know it, it'll be all done with. And then we'll be right back here laughing, just enjoying more videos and laughing at these cows. So until the next one, I'm out of here, and I'll see you then. Stay safe.
How was that for fun?
I get it. I should weigh more. Is this when we get off?
No.
To the troll community, quite frankly, I don't care. But me, this stream, is going to be me walking away from this fucking bullshit for good.
Definitely.
As you can see from the duration of this video, that's not the case, and Cyrax did in fact not walk away from all the bullshit.
Cause I'm not gonna sit here and take your guys' bullshit anymore. That ain't me. So if you wanna hate, then go ahead. I don't care.
You know, for the amount of clowning we do on Cyrax, I will say that it's really brave of him to finally say this and say that he's done with the trolling stuff. He's never said this before, and I think next the trolls are understand just what the fuck? What? Jesus. You know, something Chance loves to do, something Cyrax just loves to do is just randomly break out into song, and it's not like it's just like a good old-timey like diddly where he's just dancing around, you know, everyone's kind of entertained. He's just fucking screaming, you know. I know this is the style of music he likes, but I mean, dear Christ, when you're not expecting it, it really just slaps you in the face. And that's going to be something we're going to get to later. But no, it doesn't involve all Chansey being slapped up. But as you can see, you know, one thing Cyrax does so much more than anything is just complain about the trolls. I mean, I'm dead serious. Every time I go on one of his streams, it's always what he talks about. This is like the 15th or 16th time I've caught him doing it just this week on stream alone. You can imagine he's probably just sitting at the dinner table, if he's even at the dinner table, if he's even invited to it in his own house. And he's probably just sitting there, you know, just going like, you know, in that Marty and Glory hole and all the trolls, everyone's calling me a pedophile. They're probably like, that's great, Chance. Just eat your sloppy Joe and then go back up to your attic.
I mean, you sure said that and say you got a 9 to 5, but yet I don't see any proof of that at all.
Cyrax, your eyes are closed, bro. They ain't gonna see shit like that.
All I see are a bunch of people that don't do anything, that love to worry about what other people are doing, and then bully those other people for what they're doing. When people like me are just trying to survive. People like myself are just trying to make it. And that's it.
So, old Chauncey here has the gall to tell people, you know, he doesn't see anyone else working a 9-to-5 job, as if people are just gonna post their fucking, like, their work documents and, like, all this shit, like, saying that they have a job, you know, showing pictures of themselves in their work uniform in Cyrax's YouTube chat, just to make sure Cyrax knows, like, but at the same time, this is a man who says this, who's never had a job in his fucking life, who, like, I don't even know what job Cyrax is qualified for. And the thing is, you know, then he goes on to say how he's trying to survive, you know, we're just trying to survive out here. Like, if you're trying to survive, all you're doing all day long is playing a guitar, yelling on stream, singing on stream. Somehow, in Cyrax's warped mind, he's convinced that, like, there's just a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. And, you know, he may be a leprechaun, but the thing is, that pot of gold ain't there.
Stuck again.
I know.
Here's the thing, Professor Plunger. There's a difference between helping me and shutting me down. And what you guys do is shut me down. You don't try to help me. Because if you guys are trying to help me, then why do I see all these videos of people making fun of me and attacking me? Explain that one.
Well, I can tell you exactly why that is, Cyrax, and that's because, you know, from the jump, trolls are never really there to help people, you know. If people are taking a lot of time out of their day to troll somebody, they genuinely aren't doing it out of a helpful nature, you know, they're just kind of doing it to fuck with you. Now, is trolling wrong? I mean, if it goes too far, yeah, but the internet's the internet, and there's going to be trolls everywhere, you know. If someone trolls me, it's like, damn, you know, you got me, I gotta admit it, you got me. But the thing is, Cyrax, if there were any people out there trying to help you, it probably all went away the second you decided it was cool to text a 14-year-old girl or someone you thought was a 14-year-old girl. That's when most people's helpful thoughts about you went out the window. And granted, do I want to see anything bad happen to old Cyrax over here? Absolutely not. I don't want a single hair on his head. If there's any hair left, I don't want a single scab on his scalp to be touched. But the thing is, you know, when you do that stuff, when you get caught texting a 14-year-old girl, people really aren't gonna have your best interests in mind, I guess is the best way to say. Like, nobody's gonna care about you when they find out that you're a predator. So it's, you know, you just gotta realize that. And I know it's crazy to tell Cyrax you gotta realize something because he doesn't realize a damn thing. He can't physically comprehend the fact that he may be wrong in some situations, and that's what we're gonna see in almost every fucking clip we're looking at here today. Because Cyrax is just, you know, he's the king of delusions. He is he never gets through this.
Here's the thing, Sarah. I don't repeat my mistakes. I haven't done it yet. I mean, you can say I have, but we all know I haven't. Everybody knows I've not repeated my mistake. Ever. Yeah, sure, you might have screenshots, but we all know that those are made up. We all know that those screenshots are fucking bullshit. They are bullshit. They've always been bullshit, and they will still, 10 years from now, be bullshit. So, give it up. Because you're not winning against me.
See, without saying it outright, Cyrax always basically admits to texting that 14-year-old. You know, at first he's talking about how, you know, he doesn't repeat his mistakes. He doesn't repeat his mistakes. That could be anything, you know. He could be talking about anything that messed up that he's done. But the second he talks about the fact that those screenshots are fake, you know, the only screenshots in question he'd be talking about are the ones of him talking to the 14-year-old saying, like, you know, your turn, cutie, after he sent a picture of his bird to her. You know, he's not really, he's not the brightest. And, you know, the fact that he says that right after the fact that he's talking about, you know, oh, these screenshots are fake, they're fake. But then right before that he's talking about, oh, I won't repeat my mistake. You know, so what's the mistake you're not repeating, you know?
You might think that you're thinking logically, but really you're thinking from a troll point of view, which is pretty pathetic. It's pretty fucking pathetic when you're thinking from a troll's point of view. You're not thinking from a logical thinking person's point of view.
See, the fascinating thing about people like Cyrax, kind of like people like Chris Chan, is that they look at the trolls as like the worst type of people in the world, and it's because of how self-centered they are, you know? The trolls have messed with them, so to them, they're literally the worst people in the fucking world. You know, Cyrax in particular always tells Bismarcky how, hey, Hitler's a saint compared to you. Whereas, like, any logical person would be like, what? What? How can you even say that? This guy's, like, messed with you, like, called you names, you threatened to fight him, but really? Like, he's worse than old Adolf? Like, that's a fucking stretch. See, but that's the thing, though. It's like, Cyrax, when he says this, he's talking about how pathetic. You're thinking like a troll. Like, bro, you are someone who sent pics to a kid that somebody thought was a kid. And, like, it's, you look down on people who mess with you, and you're just like, wow, like, absolutely pathetic. Like, dude, like, come on. And it's not only that he looks at them as the worst type of people, but he'll blatantly, almost outright admit, like, what he would do to these trolls if he had the chance to. You know, he never actually get the opportunity to do this because he's far too fragile and weak. But Cyrax, you know, in his mind, he'd do some pretty illegal shit if he ever saw it. Once again, in his mind, that is, because if he ever ran into a troll or recognized one on the street, he would run for the hills.
Which is why I said, anybody that wants to take a shot at me, go ahead. Go right ahead. Because all those knives that y'all stabbed in my back, like I said, I've got them cleaned off, they're out, they're set to go. And I'm going to start stabbing motherfuckers right back that have done me wrong.
Like, see, right there. Like, come on, it can't be more blatant. Like, the thing is, Cyrax, like, he's harmless. He's like I don't know what to describe him as. Like, over online, like as like an online person, like, yeah, he can be weird, you know. But like in person, he is not a threat to anybody other than like people who are much weaker than him, which is really rare. But the thing is, like, he looks at these trolls as bad enough people to the point where they should literally be stabbed. And it's not even a figure of speech when he says it like that. When he says it like that, it's like, dude, like, you know, nothing's really a figure of speech with Cyrax. You know, you can tell he really wants to go through with this stuff. And, you know, like I said, it just shows that he sees the trolls as, like, the worst type of thing, and because of that, he would do the worst types of things to them. And that's what's like, scary in some ways about, like, people like Cyrax, but not about Cyrax in particular. As I said, you know, I don't think he's really... I don't think he's really capable of doing too much damage. You know, God forbid, obviously, no one wants to see anyone get hurt. But when he says shit like that, you gotta sit down and thank God that, you know, he isn't capable of doing stuff like that. Because, I mean, shit, you've heard the weird stuff he said before. If he was capable, this motherfucker probably would go through with it. Just saying, that's just my speculation. You know, I don't have no proof of that. That's just you know, it's just a game theory.
Sorry if you don't like it, but that's just how I am.
Find an angle.
Y'all stabbed me in the back. Now it's time to return the favor. Just saying. Like I said, anybody that wants to take shots at me, go ahead. Because I got every troll's fucking number ready to go and lined up. All I got to ask is one simple question from you trolls. Who wants to get stabbed first, motherfucker?
told you it wasn't a figure speech. Jesus. He is something else.
Man, that man, no Black Dragon, if anything, he's a fuck. If anything, Tony's the real fucking pedophile. I mean, let's be real. The man went out to a fucking mall and took pictures of underage girls. And their asses, mind you.
So, you might be asking, who is this Tony character? What is the Black Dragon? And why did he take pictures of kids at a mall? Well, I don't necessarily have all the answers for that. Especially the kids at the mall part. I don't think anyone has an answer for that except for Tony. But if you're curious to who Tony is, here's a video of him and Cyrax going at it.
And I'm not telling you. I owned up to my goddamn mistake. Hey, I owned up to that. Cyrax, I made mistakes. I owned up to my goddamn. Yeah, I did own up to my mistakes. I owned up to my mistakes. I did own up to my mistakes. I'm gonna fix that. I'm not religion. I'm not hiding behind religion. Oh, yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Cyrax. Yes, you are. I made a mistake in my past. Okay? As Marty will tell you that. Tony, I made a mistake. Have I learned from my mistake? Yes, I have. Have I done it? No, I've never looked back. After you. I owned up to my mistakes. Why ain't they going after you? I have owned up to my mistakes. Then why ain't they going after you the way they go after me? I don't know, Cyrax. Because the reason why they're going after you is because you keep throwing lies. This man right here. You keep throwing lies. That's why they're going after you. You keep throwing lies. Because I have a right to, nigga.
The reason I thought it was appropriate to show who Tony was, and in particular that clip right there, is because Cyrax is trying to brush all the people making fun of him, all the people going after him off on Tony. Now, Tony's a piece of shit too. Tony's also a pedophile, but at the same time, he's just a pawn Cyrax is trying to use to get like all the heat off of him, and he's been trying to do it for quite a while. Tony is also the Black Dragon Lord, and no, that's not Dragonlord's African-American brother. That is Tony's alter ego, who honestly deserves a video all to himself. So maybe that'll come one day. I don't want to get into all this Tony talk here, but I thought it was appropriate to bring up because Cyrax is once again trying to use him as a scapegoat, and it's not going to work. Cyrax never works.
There's a difference between me getting put through what I got put through in Vassal, and someone like Tony that actually goes down and takes pictures of underage kids. There's a big difference. I was set up. Alright? Tony knew what he was doing. He knew right from the jump what he was doing.
Now look, what Tony did in particular to get in trouble was that he took pictures of underage girls at a mall. And also he admitted to having a hard drive given to him by a friend that had CP on it, not too good of things to be like, to have done. You're a piece of shit. I don't really know other way to describe this, Tony. But as I said, Tony is worthy of tons of criticism, tons of scrutiny, tons of honestly just hate, because nobody wants to interact with someone who does weird shit like that. But it doesn't give Cyrax a right to just brush his shit off because he texted someone who he thought was a 14-year-old. This can't be stated enough. He tries to put everyone else's wrongdoings in the spotlight, which, hey, especially if there's something like what Tony did, that's fair game. But that doesn't mean you get to sweep your shit under the rug. He's done this like 10 times a week for the past year since he got caught. Here's him doing it again this week, and he'll probably do it many times, many weeks in the future, and he'll continue doing it to the end of time. As long as people keep bringing this up to him. So, it's just Cyrax 101, ladies and gentlemen. Deny, blame. Just never take accountability for your own shit. But you can claim you're taking accountability for it. That's By the way, this stream we're watching right now is titled #FuckBullying, #FuckSuicide, which is, great messages, fair enough. Just not like, just not what the stream's been about at all. It's just been him trying to defend himself from being a pedo, which he completely is, and been him trying to direct the blame to other people for, being a pedo. So I think he's doing a great job. So in other Cyrax news this week, a guy named D-Drama206 had said that he was going to show up at Cyrax's house. And when this became known to Cyrax got on the stream, basically did what he did to Marty, said, if you show up here, the cops will be called, my doors are locked, I'm not fighting, bro, I'm not going to a graveyard, bro. So, as you can imagine, when Cyrax didn't end up fighting this dude, and Cyrax cowered there and said he was going to call the cops, how do you think he reacted a few days later?
Now that we got your ass to live in, D-Drama, aka the dude that can't rap, the dude that fucking sucks at music. Now that I got you limping and hobbling, it's time to finish you off and play a little game with your ass. Now that I done wiped you out, I pinned you down, don't rip off your arms so you can't do shit, all you can do is run. Now it's time to play a little game like Jigsaw with your ass.
You are goddamn right he's about to start singing again.
Now, D, are you done fucking with the best, or do I have to keep on slaying your punk ass? Cause dude, I can do this all night, all day, bro. I can destroy you any given time, any given day, bro. But I mean, it's your choice. If you want to come back and get your ass handed to you again for a second time, then by all means, go ahead. But if I was you, I think that grave that you're standing over hot in, because that's your grave, man. That's your motherfucking grave, not mine. So you may as well take that shovel out, jump the fuck in that grave where that gravestone's at that you're standing right beside and jump in, because that's your grave, man. That ain't my grave, that's your grave.
Guys, I gotta be, I am so fucking confused here. I cannot figure out whose fucking grave this is. I don't know if it's Cyrax's or Cyrax. Whose grave is this?
That's your grave, man. That ain't my grave, that's your grave.
Oh, okay, thank you for clearing that up, Cyrax.
I make kids, you fake kids. I make money, you fake money. I earn respect, you fake earning respect. I do shit, you fake doing shit. So go ahead. Step up if you want to get murked again, bro. I have no problem butchering your ass again for a second time at all. But like I said, dude, it's your fucking funeral, man. If you want to get slayed a second time, by all means, step up and I'll slay you again without even trying.
You see, so if you're confused, this guy, D-Drama, said he was going to go to Cyrax's house and fight him. Cyrax said, no, you can't come here, or I will call the cops, which, is kind of understandable. I don't know how it started, but maybe Cyrax brought it on himself. He usually brings it on himself, but I don't know if he did this time. I really don't. But the thing is, in Cyrax's mind, he laid down a dope track on this guy, and that just completely obliterated him. In Cyrax's mind, he said, come back a second time. I don't know if he's saying to come back to his house. I mean, I assume he's not. I assume he's just telling this guy to come home and get like completely messed up verbally again, because Cyrax's rap skills are just that intense. You never know the chance. He's always on one. It's just funny that, because he was real scared about this dude just a couple days ago, and now, by the power of rap music, I think he's realized that he can just overtake this dude.
I done slayed you once without already trying. So, if you want to step up and do it again, by all means. But if I was you, I wouldn't be so stupid. Because you're fucking with one of the best. You're talking to the next in line to be a fucking legend. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, or a year from now. But eventually, bro, that crown's gonna be mine. And I'll be where you wish you could be, bro. I will be where you wish you could be. Eventually, I will be where your fucking ass wishes you fucking were, man. Don't believe me? Ask anyone. Ask anyone that's rocking my music. Ask anybody that's actually seen my potential, bro. I'll be where you wish you were, motherfucker.
The ego on this boy is just insane, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, listen to him, he's the next up to be a legend. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but he is next up. I don't know exactly what he thinks in his mind he has done to reach legend status. Like, he has me. He said a little while earlier, he makes money, this guy fakes money. It's in his mind, does he really think, because he tells Marty, he tells all the trolls when he gets called out, that, yeah, I just made $200 a day, and he says this so adamantly, like, to the point where you can tell he's convincing himself that he really makes this money. I think he's convincing himself, I made so much money today, but I don't see it because of those fucking trolls. Like, I'm genuinely, at this point, almost positive that he thinks that he's like a genuine superstar, like an absolute, like on the status of Eminem, on the status of like he's the next big white rapper. But the thing is, Marty and all these trolls are genuinely what's shutting him down. I wouldn't be like that's really what this dude seemingly thinks. Because you see, Cyrax he's one crazy motherfucker. Let's not get it twisted. The dude's out there, and this next stream. The final stream we're going to look at is, don't even think this is near the end of the video, because this is going to be a long one, but this just goes to show what type of fucking, just what Cyrax is. So this next one is called Wake the Fuck Up, Jenny, and it's directed at Cyrax's friend Jenny, of course, and he's telling her, hey, you're in this abusive relationship with this guy, you need to get out of it, and if there's no one who knows about abusive relationships more, it's Chance. That shit is his specialty. Now, the thing with Chance is that he's really mad that this girl has a boyfriend in jail who's about to get out named Tyree Sneed. I've never heard of this guy before, but once I started hearing about him, all I've heard is that this dude sucks, so I didn't look into him too much. Maybe if it's worth it, I will look into him more. Fact of the matter is, Cyrax does not like that his friend Jenny is with this guy, and he's about to set her straight on what he thinks. Cyrax is one of those strange people who thinks that he's involved in someone else's relationship. Now, if you have a friend and they're in a very terrible relationship, obviously butt in and all that. But you're about to hear, Cyrax. I don't know what type of intentions he has genuinely. He just doesn't want this dude around. He seems to want this Jenny all to himself.
Like people like us, Jenny, we give a fuck. We all care. But what we don't want to see is you with that piece of shit asshole that don't deserve nothing except a kick in the goddamn face. Because trust me, Jenny, that's how abusers work.
Now, run that along the string of your...
That's how abusive people operate, Jenny.
Just humor me.
They play nice. They'll treat you right, and then when they don't do what you want them to do, they flip out and start abusing you and make you feel like it's your fault. And it's not.
So, isn't that exactly what Cyrax did to Blind Billy? Cyrax touched Blind Billy, a blind kid. Cyrax, tried to get him to do some weird sexual shit when he had a sleepover when he was younger. Got Cyrax kicked out of school and everything. And now later in life, Cyrax swears to God that Blind Billy, the blind kid, touched him, and they removed Cyrax from school to save Cyrax. And even on a stream that Marty had where he was talking to Blind Billy, Cyrax came on, screamed bloody murder about, you better tell him the truth, you better tell him the truth. I really think he tries to convince himself that these things are the truth, even when they couldn't be further from it. And then Cyrax says here, you do these things to people, you try to get them to believe something else happened. It's exactly what he does with Blind Billy. He talks about how, people treat them right, and then out of nowhere they flip out. That sounds a lot like when Cyrax did his grandma Sally. So Cyrax is just explaining himself, describing himself here to an absolute T, all the while trying to explain to this girl what she wants to get away from. So it's just, it's beautiful to see Cyrax see what's wrong with himself, but not be able to acknowledge it in the slightest.
Stop being a victim, Jenny. Stop being a victim. Don't let this motherfucker run your life. So trust me when I say, Jenny, his ass ain't worth it. You can do so much better, and I know you can. I know you can do better than that. I know you can. I've seen it. You can do 100 times better than that guy. And here's a lesson to you, Jenny. Here's a straight up fucking lesson to you. It's better to stand alone with friends and family than to be in a relationship where you're abused mentally, verbally, or emotionally, or physically. It's better to stand alone and have no boyfriend or significant other than to be in an abusive relationship. It's better to stand alone than to be with abuse.
You know, he doesn't have a bad point. You know, if you are in an abusive relationship, obviously, you know, if you can get out of it, get out of it. But he doesn't take into account just like, you know, a lot of these relationships, the women in it or even the men in it are very, 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 very frightened about what their significant other will do if they try to get out of it. It's a weird scenario for a lot of people. Cyrax's whole thing at the beginning there was, you know, just stop being a fucking victim. Stop being a fucking victim, Jenny, and just, you know, get away from this motherfucker. You know, Cyrax says all this stuff like it's so easy from behind his computers. He treats life like this, to be fair, you know. He'll sit there and tell everyone, you know, go get a 9-to-5 job, you know. I'm working all day. He'll tell people, oh, go get out of this abusive relationship, you know. I've done it before and all this, not realizing that he's the abusive part of the relationships. And it's just, to everything to him is so easy because, you know, he doesn't have to really experience it himself. So, you know, never take advice from Cyrax. Just, it's something you should take with you in your daily life. You ever hear Cyrax telling you advice? Just do not take it. Even in this scenario, when he's saying, like, completely sound advice, don't take it. Because some way, somehow, at the end of the day, he's going to be wrong somehow. I don't know how, but it's just the Cyrax way to be wrong every time.
It's better to stand alone than to stand with abuse. That was a lesson I had to learn very fucking fast. I had to learn that lesson very fucking fast.
Yep, see, that's what I told y'all. When he abused Blind Billy, he had to stand on his own. He had to be all alone because he got kicked out of school. But, you know, if you're listening to Cyrax, he got kicked out of school for his own safety, you know. Got to keep that blind menace away from him. But fuck all those other kids, right? They're just going to have to deal with that blind bastard's wrath.
You know that I'm right, Jenny. It's time you wake the fuck up. It's time you wake the fuck up and get smacked in the face with reality.
Brilliant choice of words, Chance. Just brilliant. You know, you basically should tell her, you know, stop getting smacked around by your boyfriend and get smacked around by reality a little bit, you know. As you can see, though, it's not the worst choice of words Cyrax would choose tonight. But it's just like, really? I don't know. He's trying so hard just to, like, I guess give tough love to his friend here, but he's just coming off as, like, well, coming off as just a standard Cyrax, that I know better than you, so listen to me, you know? Cyrax has, like, experience in everything, so she needs to understand that he's dealt with this before. She should just listen to him and do what he says. And, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here, like, trying to make light of the fact that maybe, like, some girl is getting abused by her boyfriend. You know, it's fucked up if that's the case, and hopefully she does get away from the dude. But I look this Tyrese guy up, and he's just a lanky, unremarkable white dude. Maybe he is an abuser. Probably is. I don't know. I don't want to make accusations out here, but just know where it's something Cyrax is bitching about. 9 times out of 10 it makes me believe he's over-exaggerating here. But in the real case, this is a woman who's genuinely in peril and all that. Let's all hope that she really gets out of this. If anyone knows about this woman, reach out and tell her some actual words of advice, not the bullshit Cyrax is spouting here.
He don't care about you. He's all about himself. And if he did care about you, then why is he telling you to stay away from me? Think about that, Jenny. If Tyree truly cared, why are we not allowed to talk to each other? Why are we not allowed to be friends? Why are we not allowed to speak to each other? That's abuse.
Well, now, hold on a second, Chance. I'm starting to think this guy has a point. Now, like I said, I don't know much about this Tyree Sneed guy, but I have heard that he's also a piece of shit. However, it's like you can't fault a man for asking his girlfriend to steer clear of Cyrax. That sounds like what a responsible boyfriend would do, to be fair.
That's not the actions of someone that cares. That's the actions of someone that's an abusive asshole.
Oh my god, this motherfucker turned on his Xbox. You know what's coming next. He's about to start singing, he's about to put on YouTube and start singing some songs.
Like I said, Jenny, right now, you're at a turning point in your life. You're at a very serious crossroads where you have some very serious decisions to make.
Cyrax's Xbox turns on again and he looks like prehistoric SpongeBob now. Jesus Christ.
You have some very serious decisions to make, Jenny. Like I said, you're at a very serious crossroads right now. And the choice you make will affect the rest of your life. Trust me when I say, you might not think they do, but trust me, they will. You're at a very serious crossroads.
You keep saying crossroads. What are the crossroads? What are the two different roads crossing? Chance, explain this.
You can either continue to be with that piece of shit. He runs you down the wrong rabbit hole. And one of two things happens. You either lose all your friends, including me, as a result, or you end up taking your own life.
Okay, pause, stop. I'm sorry, did he just imply, not even imply, did he just flat out say that in this relationship that this woman is in, this abusive relationship, as Chance claims, that she has two options, only two, that she should either, she's either going to lose all of her friends, including Chance. That's the important thing. She will lose Chance if she doesn't get out of this, or she will off herself. Where did he get these two things from? I want to hope that I'm mishearing him, that maybe there's some context I'm not looking at here. So let's just hope he doesn't go back to this one. But just what a weird thing to say. He could have worded that better, but what?
That's one of the crossroads. The other crossroads, you keep all your friends. You keep people like me around that actually give a fuck. And you actually find someone 10 times better. And Tyrese is no more.
I love how on either path of the two crossroads that this woman has to take regarding her abusive boyfriend, both of them involve keeping Chance in her life. You know, those are the two important ones. It seems like you keep all your friends, and including me, around, or, you know, you keep people like me who care about you around. It all revolves around Chance, you know? It's at the end of the day, it's what he wants, and he wants to still be friends with this person. So, you know, they have to drop this all, you know. Like I said, if this boyfriend's actually, like, I don't really know the story here, but the fact of the matter is Cyrax looks at it as, well, hey, you know, I'm the important thing here, not what's going on with you, so you better learn quick that people like me care. He just can't fucking help himself. Every one of these streams of his, he just has to break into random songs throughout it. He's kind of like Jim Morrison from The Doors with these mid-concert sermons, because that's what Cyrax's streams are. They're not him talking. They're concerts with him talking every now and again. You know, he tune into any Cyrax stream, you'll be in for an amazing concert with a little bit of troll bitching thrown in there.
Like, you're at that crossroads, Jenny. You're right there. Jenny, let me play you something that might help you make a better decision.
Cyrax then goes on to play like some Juggalo song where they talk about like beating their wives or some shit, and like, you know, oh, she's got to get away. I don't even know if that was the message of the song. I don't even know if Cyrax knew what the message of the song was. He just said, oh, abuse and abuse. Oh, these two things go together. Let me show her this song. And then he played like a Stairway to Heaven sampled song where he said like, this is the song, but this is your future. And then he started playing it. I'm like, oh, he's saying she's going to be on the Stairway to Heaven. He really is implying this, but no, it was some weird cover of it. Not a cover, like a sampling of it. I don't know how to describe it, but it just didn't do Stairway any justice. But then, right after that, Cyrax said that, you know, he had to be right back. He was gone for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then came back to inform the stream of this. You know, very, very minor detail was something I want to bring up.
Sorry about that, everybody. Had some knocking on the door. I don't know who the fuck it was.
He had some knocking at the door. Mind you, this was recorded at 1:30 in the morning. Who the fuck was knocking on his door, and what? Did D-Drama finally show up? Did Cyrax finally gain the balls to go outside and look for Marty after a year and a half? Because, you know, when Marty was at his door, Cyrax was nowhere to be found, but when this random guy's there at 1:30, Cyrax can hear him from his attic. It's really, really weird there.
Trust me when I say, Tyree, I'm not the one to fuck with. I will hand your goddamn ass to you like I'm Conor McGregor, bitch. And trust me, when it comes to me and you, I am Conor McGregor. You're like fucking Hornswoggle. You're that little bitch that can't fight, bro. I'm like motherfucking Conor McGregor. I'll hand your goddamn ass to you and not think twice about it.
Firstly, when you're talking about Conor McGregor, let's just remember that this man has
won exactly one fight since Barack Obama was president.
So yeah, calling yourself Conor McGregor isn't that impressive. Like, come on, Conor's a bitch. And then also, bringing up Hornswoggle, it's so funny to see Cyrax calling other people, like, names that, you know, he should be, like, calling himself. You know, that's the one thing Cyrax loves doing. He loves deflecting. He loves calling people things that, like, really kind of describe him, you know? That's why he's jumping right to calling this guy Hornswoggle, you know, the leprechaun from WWE. It just seems like a bit of a deflection there.
You're not a hard ass, Tyree. You're not from the streets. You're not a hard ass. You're not a badass. You're nothing more than a pathetic loser.
You see, again, I'm not offending this Tyree person, but, I mean, fuck's sake, all Cyrax is doing is saying things that can completely be, like, attributed to him as well. He's not a hard ass, he's not from the streets. You know, he just thinks of himself as, like, this fucking world beater.
You're a friend to me, Jenny. Always have been. Always will be. Like you said. We see each other as family, and you will always be a sister to me. You will always be family to me. Just like you see me as your brother, I see you as my sister.
Adequate.
Oh, okay. At first I thought Cyrax was trying to get into her pants. Now that he's explained that she's a sister to him, I definitely think he's trying to get into her pants. I mean, look at this guy. You know what he's into.
But trust me when I say, Jenny, I will be damned if I let you go down this road. Because real friends don't let their friends go down this path. And I'll be damned if I let you continue to walk this path you're going down right now, Jenny. I will be damned if I let you walk down this path. Because you don't need to be going down it. I don't care if I have to carry you the other route, kicking and screaming, I don't fucking care. I will drag your ass down the other pathway and get you on the right fucking track. I don't care. I don't care if I have to drag you kicking and screaming to that other path. I will do whatever the fuck it takes.
Like, come on, why do you have to describe it that way? Like, there's a million other ways you could put that, but like really, like, you're trying to talk your friend out of an abusive relationship. And the way you're saying is you're gonna smack them with reality and then drag them kicking and screaming down the path you think they should take. Like, dude, do you not hear yourself? Like, it's not funny, it shouldn't be funny, but it's like, how does he not see what the fuck he's saying?
And Jenny, let me tell you firsthand right now. You might not think it's gonna happen, but trust me. One of these days while you're with him, you're going to wish that you were not around. You are going to want to end your own life because of the abuse.
Like, what kind of fucking advice is this? Like, who would say this to their friend who is going through a hard time? Like, he doubles down on that shit, too. It's not the first time. I told you, he brought it up earlier. He says it again. Like, I don't know what he's going for here. Like, you know, like, oh, if you keep going on this way, you're just going to want to off yourself, so you might as well want to stop now. Like, why? Why this dark with it? Why is this what the fuck?
You've always been one of my closest friends. And I'm not about to let you make the same fucking mistake I made. I will be damned. I will fight with you tooth and nail. I do not care. You can block me. I'll make a new Facebook. You block me on YouTube. I'll make a new channel.
How's it going, Weaves World?
You're not
Good to see
getting rid of me, Jenny. You can be mad at me all you want. I don't care.
Like, who is the abusive one here? Like, who says this type of stuff to someone they're trying to help? Like, almost every word that came out of his mouth in this whole video was the wrong thing to say. And now he wants to reiterate, you know, that you can try to block me, don't matter, I'll fight you on everything, and you're never getting away from me.
I appreciate the sub. Yeah, I'm just playing God of War right now.
I don't care.
The first one, not the second one.
Who's the abusive one here, Chan? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I looked up this Tyrese Sneak guy a little bit, though. You know, maybe we'll talk about him one day, but the fact of the matter is, he's pretty ridiculous, too. Kind of like on Cyrax levels, but I just wanted to show you how Cyrax talks to someone in need. It's not how you should do.
Go.
But Jenny, I'm gonna
Steady, boy. Mind your footing.
It's time you wake the fuck up.
This is hard mode too, by the way.
And realize that Tyrese back from your potential and what you're able to do. That piece of garbage is holding you back. So what are you gonna do, Jay? Are you gonna sit around and let Tyson run your life? Or are you gonna stand the fuck up and take your life back?
He is the worst motivational speaker of all time. You know, he can go on and on and on for hours and talk and talk and talk, but nothing he ever says has any substance. It's always just some out there, outlandish bullshit. Cyrax, never take Cyrax's advice. No matter who you you are and what situation you're in, never listen to this dude. Like, come on. You know, the one thing you can take as advice
Ready
from
yourself.
something truly meant was at the beginning of the video. Because after this stream, you know, that was Cyrax, he was even so serious about it that he did a celebration stream called "Fuck All of You Trolls" just the other night. And do you want to take a wild guess how Cyrax was acting? Do you think we saw a new Cyrax? Do you think we saw a Cyrax that's finally done with all this bullshit? Do you think we saw a new Cyrax?
You know, you fucking trolls wanted me. You fucking wanted me to flip out. Well, here you fucking go. I hope you fucking have, because for one in my life, I'm standing up for myself.
Need more time.
You guys punk ass motherfuckers want me, then come and get me. You fucking assholes have ruined my life for the last 5 fucking years, and I'm fucking tired of it.
You see, just a few short seconds ago, as we saw, Chance was saying that he was going to walk away from all this, he was done with the trolls, and now, in true Cyrax fashion, he's goading them on yet again, inviting them to come to him, to come at him, because he can't stay away. These people live rent-free in his mind. Even if nothing happened between the past 2 days, he doesn't know what's been going on. These trolls will say that Cyrax is heading, you know, but he's 8 years old. How can he
Five fucking years, you have ruined my goddamn life. And let me say right now, I'm done with it. Griker, I'm calling you out. Marty, I'm calling you out. I'm calling everyone out, including you, asshole, and glory hole. I'm calling all you out.
You see, he can't fucking help himself. He has to go after literally everybody. He's calling out great fellow YouTubers, from Cyrax. He's calling out Marty, you know, his mortal enemy. He's calling out Courtney, another person who thought so. He's calling out Masshole, the girl who was still for being a pedo. He's calling out Glory Hole, another guy who thought so. These people are ready to make his mind, you know? And in his mind, you know, this is the final straw. Even though he said it a million times, a million different ways, this is the time he's actually putting his foot down and stopping all of this. You know, he's done taking on the trolls, that's that. So now that he can get all the trolls walk away from him, the only suitable course of action is, of course, to then call out the trolls again.
Calling every single troll out right the fuck now. Tell you something, I am tired of being wrecked on like a fucking asshole. All you assholes do is take and take and take.
I'm ready. I can't yet.
All you assholes do is run yourself like a bitch. I'm tired of it.
Enemy down.
I am sick of what you guys fucking do to me. For the last 5 years, you guys have ruined my fucking life. For the last 5 years, you guys have taken everything away that I've worked my ass off to fucking build. And I'm sick of it.
See, that's another thing Cyrax loves to do. He loves to blame the trolls and say they took everything from him. They took everything he's built away. You know, they took everything he's created. And, you know, the real question there is, what has he built? What has he created? All he does is stream covers of music, covers of copyrighted music on live streams on YouTube every night. Like, and he looks at this as like some like amazing prized work. And the songs that he does write are just stolen. And the ones that are actually original Cyrax pieces, you can tell what they are because they all sound the same. They're all like, with the motherfucking, like, it's just him saying motherfucker and like fuck in that same kind of like, in that same cadence over and over and over again. And those are the original Cyrax tracks. But like, anything that sounds like normal, that has like decent rhymes in it, even when it comes out of Cyrax's mouth, you can just chalk that up as stolen. But he'll sit there and he'll blame everyone but himself for not getting off the ground, and everyone for taking his beautiful works. And he blames everyone else for him being ridiculed, for him not having everything the way he wants it to be. This all falls on him. He's a 30-year-old man. If he wanted any of the things in life, he could have tried to get them, but he just wants to sit here in his room, sing along and play his guitar, and then scream about shit. And then once he's done screaming about it, he'll just get back to his music, because he literally does that every night. If you are wondering, about like half an hour after this, he was right back to smiling, playing his guitar, just jamming out.
Tell me where they are.
I'm tired of what you guys fucking do to me.
Won't let you kill me. You have nothing to offer.
Everything I have built, everything I have worked my ass off for my family.
Worthless wankers and piss off. When no one's looking, we'll be back for your other eye.
Let me tell you right now, motherfuckers, you guys have taken everything away from me. And I'm tired of it. You guys have torn me down, destroyed me, dehumanized me. And for what? You guys are sick in the fucking head, and I'm fucking tired of being this way. I'm tired of losing friends because of you. I'm tired
Very topic of
fighting
conversation.
with my family
A tattooed man traveling with
every
a child.
night because of you guys.
He literally blames everything on everyone else but himself.
Do as I
He
say.
just yelled at his grandma just by that little part of the video where he just ran off the fucking screen. He just yelled at his grandma unprovoked. But no, that's the troll's fault. And all of his friends wouldn't believe him because the trolls are reaching out and letting him know about Chance. Well, that's because nobody really wants to be friends with the president. And don't get it fucked up. That's what Chance is mad about. He's not mad that the trolls made him lose his friends. He's mad that the trolls informed people about his disgusting actions and the things that he himself did. He's not mad at, he is definitely mad at the trolls. Look at him. But at the same time, he's misdirecting that anger that he should feel towards himself, but he can't blame himself because he's incapable of taking responsibility.
I'm tired of looking over my fucking shoulder every time I go outside.
Nobody there.
I'm tired of having my music, everything I've worked my ass off on, stolen away from me for no fucking reason, but for you to laugh at me.
Oh, then you've come to the wrong place.
For him to complain about people stealing from him is so fucking rich, considering that he's like one of the most notorious music thieves out there, His name, Cyrax, he stole from a former confidant of his named Eric Strubble. He steals everything. Cyrax, now, I'm not going to show it in this video because it's just really fucked. Cyrax stole a song years ago called Lost
Looks like a giant finger
in which
in the
he
sky.
sings from the
That's the highest
perspective
peak in
of
all
a young girl, maybe 9 years old, who's being taken advantage
When
of
the
by
giants destroyed all other bridges to their realm, they locked this one up.
a really dark song. I mean, it's not even a song.
Only a
It's a poem
giant.
some girl wrote, and Cyrax turned it into a fucking song. It's a song. It's not funny at all. It's terribly it's a horrible fucking horrifying story. For some reason, Cyrax took this and turned this horrible story into a song. And like I said, I'm not going to show it here, but the reason I bring it up is because he steals everything with it doesn't matter what it is. It can be something that he should not steal. It has nothing to do with him whatsoever. He just secretly steals it to steal it. Chance is just a weird dude. A weird dude. To hear him complaining about people stealing from him, he's stolen from people all his life, is just absolutely rich.
No weapon, not even Thor's hammer to free my body for these bonds. But fortunately,
You guys want the real joke?
The trick
Look
is,
in the
we need to
fucking
find
mirror.
someone who can reanimate my head using the old magic.
I've worked my ass off since 2009
She knows the old
to build something I can be proud of, not just for myself,
Oh my god, you know where he's going with this every time. Not just for yourself, but with your family, right? It's always going to be about your family, you know? The same family you've never helped once because you've never had the dime to pay for their bills. The same family that, you ignore because you sit in your room all night and scream your songs and act like you're a world-famous musician. The same family you claim you're supporting by doing this same bullshit, even though you don't see a red cent from it. Yeah, that family. The one you keep up all night with your fucking primal screaming. The same family that includes your grandmother who you just screamed at. Maybe it wasn't your grandma you screamed at, but it was someone in your family, because if they ain't in your family, they ain't in that house. I don't know one person who would have the balls to step in that house if they weren't your family. It's not the place anyone would ever want to be. Sorry for the rant here, but it's just one of the things when you hear Cyrax say this, it's like, yes, you are an absolute record. Everyone knows where you're going with this each and every time. So Chance, enlighten me. You're building something you can be proud of, not for yourself, but for who again?
But for my fucking family.
Of fucking course you are.
And what do? You take from me, steal from me, make me look like a piece of shit. Oh, and by the way, you want the real pedophile? Look at Masshole Reports. Look at
Quite the squad.
Black Dragon Lord. Look at Courtney. They're the real pedophiles.
See, he's really pulling that card. He's really pulling the everybody else is a pedophile but me card, you know? Now, Tony's a pedo, you know? But Masshole, the girl who exposed Cyrax for being a pedo, of course he's just calling her a pedo because one of Cyrax's main moves is to deflect and call that same person exactly what he is. I think the biggest instance of this was one time when Marty was calling Cyrax out. He was like, hey Cyrax, why don't you go fuck Blind Billy again? And like a few seconds later, Marty's saying something, and Cyrax is like, hey Marty, why don't you go fuck Blind Billy again? It's just like, you literally did that. That's something you literally did. You can't use that. And then Cyrax doesn't even listen to it. He just starts screaming like, oh yeah, well Marty, guess what, motherfucker? I'm way stronger than you, bitch. Like shit like that. But he'll never listen, and he's always just so far out. He never takes Cyrax too seriously. You can't take him seriously at all. That's how he's going.
I'm tired of this. I never asked for any of this. I never asked to have my life be taken away from me.
Look at this place. This must be a branch of the World Tree.
Boy, stay on the path.
Right, I know. I can't believe it was Baldur that came to our house. The Acer guy. Baldur! And you fought him, and won!
Yes.
One of Odin's sons, Thor's brother. And now he's hunting us with his nephews. Why is
everything.
If we can raise that head, you can ask him.
Okay. You know, it's silly.
I'm tired of being what you want me to be.
I guess they really did leave nobody, except for the circle. Can they be the last of us now?
I'm gone.
The last of your kind killer?
I'm gone.
My kind.
I want my fucking life back.
And with that, Cyrax walked out of the shadows of his room, walked into the streets of Akron, took his life back. Oh, never mind, he's back.
I want my goddamn life back. And I want it back right now.
Marty, glory hole, empty your pockets. Give him his life back right now.
I'm on a fucking break. Don't hear me screeching at you whenever you're...
And just like the terrible showman that he is, Cyrax leaves the stream for like a good 5 to 10 minutes, but then he comes back to once again, just make sure you all know. It's time to bitch about the trolls again.
Good. Not what I was offering.
Sorry about that, everyone. I just needed a minute.
Congratulations.
But let me tell you something, man.
And I'm sure you'll let him go and roger my ass there again.
Then I lose everything I have fucking worked and busted my ass off on for over 10 fucking years. I have busted my fucking ass, worked my ass off, sleepless nights, some weeks, sleep, what sleep? What is sleep?
guess.
That was my mindset when I first started 10 years ago.
Oh, better.
You want hard work, you're looking at it. You want me to go a week without sleep and on 2 cups of coffee to fucking bust my ass on a track? Alright, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking get that shit done.
So, when he calls himself the hardest worker of all time, you know, that's one of the most bullshit claims he makes, because all Cyrax does all day long is plays video games, sings his little songs, just kind of dicks around his computer in his room all day. And when he says, you know, he goes sleepless nights, it's because he sleeps all fucking day. When Cyrax says he stays up all night, that's because he stays up all night, you know, he fucking wakes up probably, 10 o'clock at night, stays up all night long, sleeps all day long, and all throughout the night, yeah, he is working on tracks, you know? He may be sitting there, he does he's just sitting there editing music together and all that, but the problem is, you're staying up all night, you're putting in, like you say, you know, countless hours, so much hard work, and you don't have a dime to show for it. And you know, if it's a passion project, that's great. Everyone has a passion project, you know? But you never have once had a job or anything to make money, so you can't sit here and call yourself a hard worker and that you do so much more than everyone else when you have nothing to show for it.
Trust me when I say I've worked harder than any of you motherfucking trolls have in your whole goddamn life. I have worked harder than any of you in my whole goddamn life. My whole life has been one big ass fucking struggle. You guys, you have it fucking easy.
You know, for someone who